This video probably costed me the most time to make ever of all videos I've made. Painstakingly, I opened over 2,000 chests over a 1-week period, and I've recorded their contents. I would always fill in 2 cells, one the chest type and one the reward. However, this data will help me incredibly to determine which chests are better in comparing how much it costs to obtain them versus how much the average rewards are. Now let's scroll all the way down and first see what can we obtain from the chests. Over all the 2,000 chests I recorded, the rewards are tons of speed ups, ranging from 5 minutes to 24 hours, training speed ups 10 to 15 hours, and research speed ups 10 minutes to 24 hours. Then a lot of grain, gold dragons, wood, iron and stone. And for example, for wood I gained several 2 millions, but I didn't get them from iron or stone, so I assume it's possible to get the 2 millions as well. A large range of blue diamonds, very much alliance coins and transfers, especially random transfers, truces, protection orders, race boots, recall regiments and a single immediate curfew. And from the Alliance Galvanized Iron gift box I managed to get to 400 motivations as well. And I actually recorded those separately because I didn't really know in which category they belong. And there weren't much, we only recorded 2 or 3 in a whole week period. So now when you look at the rewards, you see a distinctive curve ranging from level 1 to level 5. For example, the level 1s only drop 10 minute speed ups. The level 2 starts dropping 15 minute speed up. The level 3 has a very large range up to 8 hour speed up, as well as the level 4s, and the level 5 can hit up to 24 hour speed up, but won't drop 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 50 minutes. And there is another column to the left, and that's actually the item all gifts, and they actually drop the 5 minute speed up, which was not recorded from the Rebel Leader gifts. And the item all gifts have a much broader curve. For example, the iron can give anywhere from 60 minute speed up to 5 minute speed up. Same counts for gold dragons and other resources. And grey and green boxes would almost always give 5k wood, iron and stone, while the level 3 chest instantly gave a very large range of items. Of course, since our alliance does the majority of blue chests, I have much more data on that, of course. And when it comes to item all chests, I actually have much more data on the grey and the green chests. When it comes to Rebel Leaders chest, in the blue and the purple chests there is a great amount of other rewards. For example, random transfers, alliance coins and blue diamonds. Especially the purple or epic chests gives an incredible amount of diamonds, as well as the legendary chest can actually give a very high amount of diamonds as well as a very low amount of diamonds. So I've had 3 instances where it dropped 1.5 thousand, and I had 5 instances where it would drop 100 blue diamonds or 150 blue diamonds. When you look at the averages per chest, the green chests actually give more, but that's often because they will give up to 9 items per chest, but only 5k, so it's still very low. And the purple and the blue chests are almost equal, almost always about 2 items per chest. And if I open a few chests, you can instantly see there's a lot of variety and also a lot of amounts of items. Now the blue chests are really hurting their average because many chests still drop 5k wood and 10k wood. And that just keeps going, so every 3 chests you only have 1 with a decent reward. While the purple chests really drop very high on the resource spectrum. So you have tons of stone 150k, wood 150k, iron 150k. And you can't even get below 25k. Except for stone, I had 8 individuals where it actually hit 15k. And the same counts for gold dragons, where the blue chests really focus a lot on 3k, 6k. The purple chests actually have their spike at 30k. And grain even makes a more distinctive range between the grain from the blue chests, which are mainly very low amounts, and from the purple chests, really high on resources. Now, of course, the legendary chests, I don't have that much data, but the data that I do have are always pretty much starting from the same spectrum as the purple chests, but going much deeper, up to 100k and 200k. And what's also very clear is that the level 5 or the legendary chests drop tons and tons of speed ups of every type. And also the resources will often be 1.5 million and 500,000. However, the legendary chests do have a very big flaw where they still drop a lot of random garbage, like random transfers, which you don't want to have from a legendary chest, as well as alliance coins, protection orders, and other things. Now, before we go to the averages, so we can make a distinction what chest is better, we first have to look at something very interesting. I did hits on level 1 to level 5 rebel leaders, and I recorded their costs. And below that, I made a little table which actually shows what the comparison cost is between each chest. So as you can see, if we go diagonally, it will always be 100 because a level 5 is as expensive as a level 5, of course. However, when you look at the level 1 comparison compared to a level 5, it pretty much means I can hit 30 level 1s for the cost of one level 5. And when you look at the level 4 comparison, this is this row, compared to the level 5 comparison, you actually come on 203%, which is pretty much I can hit 2 level 4 chests for the cost of one level 5. And I can hit about 5.5 level 3s for the cost of one level 5. And also this one is very clear, I can hit 18 level 2s for the cost of one level 5. That means if we go to averages, we have to keep in mind the level 5 chest must give at least 18 times more than the level 2 chests. And as you can see for speed ups, that's absolutely no problem. Because you can see it actually almost gives 109 times more than the level 2. The rule we have in our alliance is that everyone must at least hit a level 3, and that makes sense because the level 1 and the level 2 really give tons and tons of garbage. You must always keep in mind that 100 members of your alliance, or however amount of members you have in your alliance, will all get a chest for every rebel leader you kill. That means that alliance chest is the way for your alliance to grow optimally. And the higher rebel leaders people can clear, the more rewards people can get. And for example, if everyone would be able to hit a level 5 chest, and the average of a level 5 chest is 130 minutes speed up, that is 9 days of speed up per day, just speed ups. Not to mention the 1.7 speed up in training and the 6.3 days speed up in research. Now, if we would calculate that for only the speed ups from level 5 chest, that is actually 17 days of speed ups per day. If every single alliance member could do one level 5 per day. Now, if we would take the level 4s and make the same calculation, rather than 27 days, we only have 2.5. If we look back, we can do 2 level 4 rebel leaders for the price of 1 level 5. So we do times 2. That means we get 5 days of speed ups from the level 4s if everyone in your lines does 2 level 4 rebel leaders, which is still incredibly much lower than the level 5s. That means that the level 5 give 3 times and more amount of speed ups in comparison to the level 4. Now the level 3 seem to score really well in speed up, so let's calculate it from the spectrum of the level 3 as well. If we look at the level 3s, we get about 1 day and 10 minutes speed ups per day, if everyone does 1. Now we can do about 5.6 for the price of 1 level 5. That would mean it would give 6.8 days if we all do 5.6 blue chests every day. If we calculate that back to the epic chest, then you actually see that the difference between blue and purple chests are almost null when it comes to speed ups. However, if you look down, you see that epic chests absolutely excel in resources. So if you want resources, epic chests are definitely the way to go. If we look at the level 3 comparison to a level 4, you see we can do about 2.76, let's say 3 for the price of 1.4. And that is really generous towards the level 3 chest. So let's look at how much resources you would get total. If every alliance member would hit one level 3 rebel leader, you would gain 3.8 million resources total. For epics that will be 17 million resources, and for gold it will be 30 million resources. Now let's add our percentages to that. So for the same cost, so now if we would hit our 5.6 level 3 rebel leaders, we would get 21 million resources. Hit our 2 level 4 rebel leaders, we would get 35 million resources. And if we would hit our level 5 rebel leader, we would still get the 30 million resources. And then you see that the purple chest would actually give more resources, provided there is a small margin that we had 600 chest cases for the level 4 and only 131 for the level 5 legendaries. So we could potentially get more big hits, or we could potentially get less big hits, you never know. So all with all, you might say, okay, we can get more resources from the level 4 chests than from the level 5 and the level 3 chests. And now let's do the same again for the speed up, so you keep seeing the distinctive comparison between the rare, the legendary and the epic chest. Now because I couldn't possibly stand the fact that I would not do something thoroughly, I did actually for all 5 types of chests the total calculation. And the funny thing is, if you would actually manage to do 18 hits on the level 2s, you would get a tons of resources, actually the same 35 billion. So let's balance it a little bit out, and I add a little thing called an overkill ratio, and that's actually the motivation you spend too many to kill it. And for the level 1s, I'm gonna do it 1.8. So that means you actually spend 1.8 too many times the motivation to kill it. And for the level 5s, it's gonna be pretty much balanced out, and you often just barely have enough to finish the level 5 one. You could add a minor ratio as well, but then that would actually be more for the rest as well. So let's go for now with 1.8, 1.4, 1.2, 1.1 and 1. And that actually balances out a lot. And then you see, so far, the level 2 actually gives a tons of resources, but the speed ups are really bad. Okay, then let's get to the diamonds. And we add the diamonds on the same way. We just calculate the difference per motivation cost, and we also subtract the overkill ratio as well. And then you'll see that actually the grays have never given me anything, but we only have 24 data, so we don't really know anything about that. Level 2s give very low amount of diamonds, but the level 4s actually give a really high amount of diamonds. And then the legendaries seem to drop a little bit again. But again, we don't have much data on the level 4. So we did have 3 times 1.5 thousand hit. But we also had 10 times that it actually dropped really low. So let's call that accurate for now. I'm sure it can hit maybe even bigger. Or maybe more, 1,500, etc. All with all, I think this is a decent calculation. The blue one actually gives a great amount of speed ups, and the purple ones are actually entirely focused on diamonds and resources. So somewhat depending what you want, you kind of want to at least stick by killing only the level 3s if your alliance can do it. Now if I would look at the averages of the itemall alliance gift, that's going to be a bit of a jumble, because I have a very high accurate data about common and uncommon chests, but I have very limited data. Only 16 sapphire gifts. That's just not enough to make great assessments, because I don't have any diamonds. I have an incredible amount of resources, that's for sure. But other than that, it's not really something you can demand of your alliance to actually all do one sapphire gift or something. But all with all, it does give overall a lot more resources. From my experience so far, the item all gifts are generally worse, but have a bigger range to crit. So they often give speed ups 5 minutes, something that doesn't even exist in the rebel leaders. But they actually can give 60 minutes as well, something that the iron chest absolutely can't do for the rebel leaders. Also, the cap, as far as I can see so far, is a bit lower. They don't seem to give any random items, though, so that's maybe a good thing, maybe a bad thing if you're really into getting alliance coins, etc. But overall, the range is just a little bit all over the place. I simply don't have the data to make a perfect assessment on it. When it comes to keys and alliance supplies, keys seems to be consistently giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but alliance supplies sometimes drop 3, sometimes drop 5, etc. And the alliance supplies is something you use, for example, Alliance Conquest and Army of the Dead events to buy resources with. And the keys are used to unlock these gift box. And if everyone contributes that amount of keys, 200,000, then everyone gets a gift box. And I did a minor calculation, and in that week I made about 8,000 keys myself, which is pretty much 800,000, so that's about 4 gifts. And why you see more here actually is because the motivations I got were actually 2 motivations from 1 chest, but I didn't have a symbol for that. All with all, that week I got 3 tourmalines and 2 galvanized iron gift boxes. Now, of course, this is all done with the Expedition and Pacification tree entirely maxed out, and that is a really good choice to go for once you're done with your military tree. If everyone in your alliance would do the same, you would really boost your own output. It is simply a fact that people in a high alliance can grow so much faster than people in a low alliance, and that is mainly caused by the fact that they get so much gifts. For example, a good friend in Alliance, Shelby, is almost 400 million power, and he's entirely free to play. So make sure, if you're in a very low alliance and you want to grow, make sure you actually find a high alliance or press your alliance to do more and more and more rebel leaders. If your alliance starts dropping level 3s and level 4s and level 5s at a high rate with a very good amount of players, and that's especially for mid-tier alliance really important, you can really boost everyone in your alliance very much. Because I think if I would have to buy the value I get from the alliance gifts in the store over an entire month, it would cost me at least 1,000 euro. And I noticed the difference, especially when I was in the Dragon League, ATD, and I had so much speed ups every day because everybody just did so much chests, so much high chests. And for example, Kemosabe added an event that he did 200 more golden chests per day, and that actually boosts you so much. So you just have suddenly 40 days of speed ups just to spend on research, etc. Now, it has been 1.5 months for me since I left ATD, so my data is entirely reset. But as you can see, I would always try to do 2 level 5s a day, and it's actually working so far because it's been 40 days and I have 84 rebel leaders done. If you want to match that with the speed ups I provide to the alliance, they would have to do actually over 40 level 3s a day. And of course resources, they would have to do about 20, and diamonds, well, they would have to do pretty much 10 to 12 per day. So if you want to do rebel leaders and you're afraid you can't hit the 5s, then at least try to do 4 or 5 level 4s a day, or try to do somewhere north of 12, preferably around 18 a day or level 3. That would actually match the reward somebody would get if you manage to do a higher level chest. If you can go to a higher rebel leader, please do it. I use 5 hits to hit a level 5. What I do, I always get the motivation from the VIP shop, and currently I also get motivation from the Amethyst shop, of course, about 1400. When a 5 hit a level 5 rebel leader, I need about 10,000 motivation, so it's a little bit more than my bar, and I'll just do it in the morning when my bar is full, and then I just wait for it to reload, and at the end of the day I'm gonna try to do another one. And it also costs me often about 4k diamonds to actually manage to keep doing level 5 rebel leaders 2 a day. So this is the motivation I gained currently from today, which is not much really, I haven't done much. Of course, events like the Westeros Pass will help me gain more motivation. Or for example, active reward. And I think if everyone is really committed to spending that motivation to do as much rebel leaders as possible, to max out that tree as much as possible, I think your alliance can just grow so much faster, so much better. So stop doing level 2s. If you can go level 3, go level 3. If you do one less, it's okay, because it gives much more speed up for your team, much more diamonds. So I hope you like this. It's a bit of a rough subject as well. It's a lot of numbers and etc. But I really wanted to tell you, and because I've been trying to tell my alliance as well, please just do the 4s, just do the 5s. If you can't do the 3s, you have to do a ton of 3s to actually match with the useful stuff, because yes, we get a lot more resources, but I don't want resources, I want the speed ups, I want the diamonds. So I just share the thing so you can copy it. I'll put that in the description. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, or I will stop making videos. No, just kidding. See you next time.